So most people know that I support Juventus, and not really proud to say that at the moment. I know. We're going through a lot, and now I'm stuck, unfortunately.
Shows that you're not a plastic fan like this guy.
I was there for the Seria B days, man. Don't worry.
Do you guys think MLS needs to integrate relegation, or do you guys think that's not really feasible?
That's a good question.
33 games unbeaten. It's a pleasure to be watching us right now. We play tomorrow, so hopefully by the time this is posted, it'll be 34 games. It's gotta be Argentina. If I said any other country, I would be betraying my own country. I can't say anything else.
No, I don't got either of them winning. I think Brazil a bit overrated.
The Ronaldinho Neymar debate will never not spark. I can post it any day of the week.
Prime, I'm taking Ronaldinho. No questions asked.
Your Neymar over Ronaldinho, like any other day.
Even saying that hurts my heart.
If you could go back in time and change one thing in football history, what would it be?
Damn.
What's good, Footy Culture fam? My name is Matthews, aka Matt, aka Matozinho. And boys, today we got a special guest on show today.
Yeah,
But before we get into that, once again, I'm joined today by Chris.
What's up? How's it going?
Good, what's good? We got next to me, man like Dave.
AKA Dino.
Jeez.
Oh, is that what you are?
Dino for today.
It ain't on the back of the kit though.
No, it's not. But yeah.
And last but not least, man like Dan.
Behind
I'm behind the camera here. We got stuff popping over here, so don't worry about me. I got the main guys on camera. We're gonna get it going today. But like you said, we got a special guest.
Yes, sir. Special guest in the building. Not quite in the building, but you know, on
In the
Zoom,
building.
we got man like Agustin, aka Debatable Football Opinions. What's good, brother?
welcome, brother.
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
No problem, man.
Thanks
No
for coming
problem,
on,
bro.
man. It's a pleasure.
But yeah, man. Just like talk to us about how you first got into football, bro. How did it all start?
What made you fall in love?
What made you fall in love?
Well, I'm originally from Argentina, and obviously football over there is it's in the air. It's a religion. You watch it religiously.
It's in your blood.
It basically is. It runs through the family. Everybody watches it, you know. And then when I was very young, we moved to Spain, and that's another country where it's also in the air. And I was there when that golden generation of Spain was coming in. Everybody was getting into football, you know. So football's always been a big part of my life. I think the first memory I have was 2006, the World Cup final. I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, and I was like, why is everybody watching? Everybody's tuned in.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of when I discovered football. I always played it when I was a kid, but that's when I started watching maybe after that final.
Okay. That's
Funny
dope.
thing is, I think that's my first memory too.
Yeah. 06?
Yeah, 06, and we were where were we?
St. Clair.
St. Clair, some place here
So was I.
in Toronto, and they had this big screen, massive screen. It was like
Mm-hmm.
huge ass screen, and I was watching the game there. And I remember
Same.
watching the Zidane header,
Yeah.
the headbutt, sorry,
Headbutt.
and like in this huge screen, what the hell's happening? And everyone's just screaming like, what the? And this is in the middle of kind of like a little Italy, where there's a lot of Italians, so they're all screaming and
Mhm.
stuff. But yeah, no, seriously, that's like one of my first memories of
My
football.
brother actually made the newspaper in St. Clair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Like
Punch
he was
someone?
pictured?
Yeah, like he was on the back of like some random guy.
Actually?
Yeah, and he made the newspaper. It was crazy.
Jeez. Was that your first memory?
Huh?
Was that your first memory?
I don't know, to be honest. No, I remember watching Baggio not the World Cup, like older Baggio, like at Brescia.
Bro, the DVDs don't count, bro.
No, just DVDs. No, but that's I don't know an exact game, but big memory, yeah, 2006.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest memory.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't know. 06, kind of random. I was at my mom's friend house, and I don't know, for whatever reason, like a family friend, right? I just remember watching the final in like a little like square TV in the kitchen, bro. That's all I
Black and
remember.
white. So you?
No, it wasn't
06
black
too?
and white.
06 too, though.
Yeah, 06.
Bro, all of us is
But I, don't know,
06.
I can't remember like much before that, really.
Me
You know
neither,
what I
to be
mean?
honest. That's why.
I remember watching a couple games of the 2002.
Really?
Yeah,
I
so did I.
I don't remember that, to be honest.
Bro, we were
at my-
7, right?
We were at my old place, but the games were really late because it was in Korea and Japan.
Yeah.
So the games were really late. I remember watching a couple games. Obviously, it's really faint, but I do remember watching a couple games.
Yeah.
It's that ball. I remember the ball,
Oh yeah.
the 2002 World Cup ball. So.
True.
Bro, my brother's always on me because Agustin, you don't know, but I'm half Brazilian. So 2002 Brazil obviously won the World Cup. My brother's always on me like, how don't you remember? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I was like 7 years old. Like, I can't remember. I was
Yeah.
probably asleep for most of the games
True.
in the first place, right? But it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, brother, what club do you support?
So most people know that I support Juventus, and not really proud to say that at the moment. I know. We're going through a lot.
Yep.
What made you support that club? Like, obviously you're Argentinian.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't assume, and you're obviously Hispanic as well. So, what made you fall in
It's
love
actually
with an
like
Italian team?
it's actually very underwhelming. When my family and I moved to Spain, we moved to Madrid. My dad just chose Real Madrid, and he tried to convert all his sons, me and my little brother, into being
Yeah.
Madrid fans.
Yeah.
Thank God you
And
did
so
it.
I kind of did, but it was in the very beginning when I was like young. It's like, whenever kids support a club, for the most part, it's because their dad got them into it. And it's like, my
Yeah,
dad's a,
family,
let's
yeah.
say, Barca fan, whatever. So, and like, I don't know, whenever I was a kid, I used to kind of support Madrid, but it was like a blind fan type thing. And then I fell in love with Serie A, and I was watching Serie A like religiously. I liked it a lot more than La Liga, which is what I used to watch a lot. And I guess Juve's success drew me in as a young fan, and I just started watching more and more of Juventus, and I found myself supporting them, and I was like, I guess it is my team. But I never really, it's not a decision you make like from day to day, like, oh, okay, I'm going to support Juventus. It just kind of happened.
You feel it.
Yeah, and now I'm stuck, unfortunately. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, you
See what
guys
happens
had
to Juve.
9 years of dominance.
Yeah.
Everything's got to
Yeah.
come to an end, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why the golden days brought you in.
Yeah, and now I'm
you're
stuck
stuck for the bad days.
exactly. But that's what a true fan has to go through.
That shows that you're not a plastic fan like this guy.
Yeah, okay. I was there for the Seria B days, man. Don't worry.
Oh man.
You have a
No, I
favorite
was-
Juventus player?
I gotta
Not
say
many
Buffon.
Argentinians on Juve, no?
Yeah,
Well, there was Tevez, Dybala.
Oh, true.
Higuain.
Higuain, one of my favorite players,
I
but
just blanked out.
I gotta say Buffon probably. When it comes to Juve, probably
Yeah,
Buffon.
Buffon.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper. Were you a goalkeeper yourself?
No. I'm more of a striker winger, but I don't know. He's such a
Dang.
likable guy. He's such a likable guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He is, he is. Yeah, still doing it at 43 for Parma. Or 42. What is it? 43.
But you're
He's
a lethal
44.
threat up top then, eh?
44, yeah.
I have my days. I'm very inconsistent.
Do you play a lot of footy in Houston or not?
Yes, a lot. Like we go to like open play matches and like maybe 2, 3, 4 times a week. Try to
Wow.
play a lot.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dope.
How is football in Houston? Like, how's the community like, here in Canada, and especially where we live? It's very,
It's very active.
very Serie A because there's a lot of Italians around here. What's
Yeah.
it like over there? Is it very Hispanic or?
Well, here it's very we do have a lot of Hispanics because we're very close to the Mexican border, so we get a lot of like Hispanics and Mexicans. Like, so we do have a football community here, but the problem is there's a lot of also support with like baseball since we got the Astros, the Rockets, so basketball. So you'll find a lot of like NFL, MLB fans, but football's got its place here in Houston, and it's a big community regardless.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. What's Houston have an MLS team, no?
The Dynamo, right?
Yeah.
Dynamos, right?
Oh my God! Don't even bring that up. Yes, we have. I think we've ended in the last like 3 seasons or so. We've ended either last place or second to last place.
Jesus.
They don't make any signings.
Well, we just got Hector Herrera from Atletico Madrid,
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yes.
but that was a marketing move. Like he apparently is injured and he's out there drinking in concerts and stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
good.
He's just here to party.
Basically, it's a marketing move, if anything.
Yeah.
Do you go to much games or no?
Yeah, the last 4 or 5 seasons is when I really started supporting the Dynamo, and they're all over the place. But I can't blame them. They're making moves at least. They got a new ownership, new general manager, basically new everything. So at least they're trying. We'll see how it goes.
How's the stadium? How's like the culture in there?
We don't get the stadium packed at all. If it's not for Hector Herrera, like
Uh-huh.
the stadium doesn't get much packed.
Really? Yeah.
So if
You
he
gotta-
doesn't
you gotta
play,
come
yeah,
to
it's tough.
Toronto.
I do. You pay my plane ticket, I'll go.
Yeah, he'll pay. He'll pay.
No, I'm not rich. Come on, man. Maybe we'll get a sponsor one day. But yeah, no. MLS, how do you feel about it? It's getting a lot of popularity nowadays, right? A lot of
Yes,
young and older talent coming in.
Yeah, a lot of younger
Especially,
talent now, especially Ricky Pooch. Man's,
Pooch.
what, 22, 23,
And
coming to
even-
play in
even
MLS
players
now.
that are like going into their prime, like in seniors, like what, 28,
Mhm.
9?
He's 30.
He's 30, but like he's still in his kind of prime years.
Yeah.
He's dipping a little bit.
Bradesky, but those are big
Bradesky's in
quality
his prime, yeah.
players that are coming into the MLS. What's your thoughts about it? Is it a good move for them, or is it a?
Yeah, I mean, the memes of it being a retirement league are always going to be there, but people got to
Yeah.
realize that players are moving there at a younger age, while they're still in their prime, like the examples you brought up. And the owners are investing more and more money. So it's still going to be a growing league. It's probably getting up there with like the best league here in CONCACAF. So in the next few years, more money, younger players at a higher level. So it's definitely in the rise.
I do think the CONCACAF, especially the North American leagues, have come a long way.
Yeah.
You can just tell from the national team itself. The Mexican league has just fallen off with their national-born talent. I think they're looking more in South American talent more, like Colombians, Argentinians, Ecuadorians even.
Or even Americans that go back to, play for Mexico.
So you don't really see much quality coming out of Mexico because even like I said, the national team is really suffering at the moment.
They're playing a lot of old heads.
Look at Canada, look at US, like they're at the top right now. So I can say MLS is the best league in CONCACAF. I'm happy to say that.
I see.
I could agree with that,
I
actually.
can agree with that. That's not debatable, right? But no,
yeah, I could actually agree with that.
It's crazy to see young talent coming into the MLS, like Ricky Puig saying like he wanted to come here more than any other place. Like there was obviously other options he could have gone to.
He definitely had offers from like other European
clubs.
Clubs.
But for him to come here, young players nowadays are not scared of leaving those big clubs they signed for. Like imagine a young player like yourself signing for Barcelona, you're 16. Okay, maybe I'll make my way up the ranks, but nowadays players are like, okay, I want playing time. So I'm going to go to a team that's going to play me and I'm going to make my name and then be something, come back to the team and do something.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is such a different move nowadays that a lot of players are starting to, gravitate towards.
The thing is with Ricky Puig, I don't think that's what he's going for. His idol was Landon Donovan.
Yeah, okay.
What's actually,
bro?
No, I'm joking.
So
Imagine.
No, but that's a weird move.
At the same time, money does talk. If he's getting the bag, he's young, maybe he wants to make sure he secures it. Again,
live a life in LA, man.
He's
It's not
still in a
bad.
league that's really being looked at around the world more often.
Yeah.
Especially with these huge contracts with like Apple TV and MLS and stuff. So the eyes are gonna be there. So he's still young. You know what I mean? It's a couple years in LA, get some money coming in.
He's probably just there for one,
it's
realistically.
Better, it's better than going to like those other like Saudi Arabia and then you don't really get any eyes on you. You get the money, but you got no eyes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Meanwhile, MLS, you got the eyes, you get some money. LA is a big city. You get to enjoy a little bit. You're still young, and then
enjoy a little too much.
Go back to Europe.
Do you ever think that the MLS could possibly become like in the top 5 leagues anytime in the future, you think?
Maybe within the next 10 years or so, possibly.
You think so? Next 10 years?
Is that realistic? I'm not sure. Maybe 10, 15 years?
I don't know.
One thing's for sure is you're seeing a lot of European teams come and scout in America,
Talent is getting better in MLS. I'll give it that.
You can see it's kind of a feeder league. It's a lot of players, and obviously if you have the opportunity to go to Europe, you're not going to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Barcelona or someone like Tajan Buchanan, who played for what team did he play for in the MLS? Revolution.
Yeah, New England.
Yeah. Belgian team comes to you, you're not going to say no. You're going to say yes, obviously.
Yeah, but the thing is,
football, bro.
I think that's why they're trying to bring in these better talents.
Yeah.
So then it shows we're actually gonna be a good, or not gonna be. We are a good league. Mm-hmm. Would you rather stay here? Obviously, Champions League.
That's the biggest thing.
Club Rouge is a Champions League team. Obviously, that's hard to say no to. And that's the big thing for MLS is why it might not ever be in the top 5 because it doesn't have Champions League. My opinion.
Yeah. It needs to be a league that needs to be viewed globally for it to be considered a top 5.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is that as long as they can still provide the quality and the talent where the nation is still producing and still ranking high national-wise, look at Brazil. Their league isn't really top 5, but they're growing talent week in, week out. Their national team is on fire. Mm-hmm. But as long as you can keep the quality and the consistent development of players coming in, I don't care. Whatever. If it's not a top 5 league, it's not a top 5 league, but you're still going to get the players coming out, and your nation's going to thrive that way.
Yeah,
you're going to see
exactly.
more players playing abroad, which is good because your nation's still going to get
exposure
and recognized as a great nation. Brazil's always going to be considered as a great nation for football.
Yeah, but
because of its history, yes, but even now, there's still great players coming out.
Of course.
Yeah, but the thing is, in North America, football is not seeing it as the number 1 sport.
No.
Like Brazil.
Exactly.
That's the culture there, right?
Exactly. And same thing in Europe. Biggest sport.
It's growing though.
It's growing.
It's growing.
It's football. It is
I
growing, but
always
there's so many.
Sorry. I always think that by 2026, there's the 2 factors that are going to make football just grow in the U.S. The fact that they have well, obviously the World Cup in 2026, and also the generation that the US have right now. A lot of them are youngsters with great potential that by 2026, the US should be a pretty good team, pretty good nation. So hopefully these two things will push football more into the country, which will make more money being invested, more better development in the league, and the league, like one of y'all said, like it could end up being kind of like the Argentinian league, the Brazilian league type thing, where great players are being developed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
agree.
feel like MLS has its spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It will never be.
You feel like it knows like where it is,
It
like
will
where its
never be
place is,
compared
right?
to one of the big teams, but it has its spot where, like, you know what, it makes sense. And
Yeah.
I agree that it
Oh,
should be
no.
up here.
I don't agree with that.
You don't
But
think
one
so?
thing is,
I think because
go ahead.
where they started off, they were like MLS started as one of the worst leagues, maybe.
Yeah, no.
And they grew
They grew a lot.
past like how many leagues? I would say the Saudi Arabian league, not Brazilian league, the Argentinian league. I would say Mexican league. all these like decent sized leagues that they're passing, in my opinion. But I don't think they know their spot. I think they're going to keep trying to grow. I think they could get bigger than like the Belgian league, the Netherlands league, the Eredivisie. I think they could get bigger than that, but it's just a matter of not having Champions League football.
Yeah.
Is that it's not, well, they do have it. They have North American, but not European.
Yeah.
But not having
It's
that
a
European
big- it's a big-
Champions League football is not just it's just not going to bring them over the edge. But I think they could make teams better than like Club Brugge or
That's crazy. I don't agree with that.
Anderlecht. And I'm not
Very
saying
debatable.
right now. I'm saying like in the future.
I guess
So it would be
But one
so it
thing
would be
is-
like a seventh, like a top 7 league type of thing, where
Yeah.
like
I would-
Why not?
Eredivisie and
I would say top. Would you say they're a top 10 league right now?
No.
I think that's the. I
No.
think that's the
Then who?
goal.
Okay, well, Italian league, English league, French league, German league, Spanish league.
Okay.
I would say Eredivisie.
Portugal's always going to be there.
Portugal.
Oh, true.
I would say Turkey's ahead of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brazilian league's ahead of them.
Mhm.
The
I'd
Belgian
say-
league
I'd
might
say
be ahead of
Argentina league
it.
is definitely ahead of them.
I don't think Argentinian league
so.
is ahead of them.
You don't think so?
No. Maybe besides like they have two like Boca is probably better than all their teams, but I don't know if the whole league is better than the
I
MLS.
think there's better quality over there.
But better in terms of what? Because I feel like an Argentinian league, like the teams from there, they produce more talent than teams from the MLS. No.
Yeah, they produce more talent, but are the teams better?
I'd say so.
I don't know.
That's the thing. There's so many factors whenever you talk about like the level of a league. Like, are you talking about the level that's being displayed on the pitch, the size of the clubs, the marketing, all this
History.
stuff. So.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like of course, yeah. They're not going to be like comparable to a Boca Junior.
No, exactly. I think the goal is to, for me, I would say the best thing for them is to be named as a top 10 league. That should be the goal. I don't think you should obviously strive for more, but I think that's a realistic goal to me.
Yeah.
And I think the 2026 World Cup is going to be huge for that.
gonna make-
Look at nowadays, everyone around the world is influenced by what? America, especially the States.
Mm-hmm.
Social media. Everyone around Europe watches people doing things here in the States. Not just football, not just soccer, but everything around the world.
Yeah.
All type of social media. Everyone watches things that happens here in North America.
Yeah.
Because
in the
that's how it
West.
is.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone wants to come to America. Everyone wants to be or do the things that America is doing because it's the greatest, nation, everything. So I think having eyes in the 2026 World Cup is going to be huge. And knowing us and knowing how, the States are, social media is a huge platform and thing that can boost so much and grow so much. So I think it's going to be able to definitely take advantage of all that stuff. Social media is going to blow it out of the water, I think. Where more people around Europe are going to, maybe we should start looking into the MLS. Maybe we should start looking into some these Canadian or American players, these Mexican players. Maybe my team, like, I'm not saying Man U, but for an example, a Man U fan says, oh, look, this American guy here in the MLS, he's doing so good. Maybe I want him on my team. Something like that, So I think 2026 is going to be crucial for the development and the growth of football here
Yeah, for sure.
in the States.
Do you guys think MLS needs to integrate relegation, or do you guys think that's not really feasible?
That's a good question. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I actually don't know.
I just don't think it's ever going to happen. Like, for example, the owner of Dynamo, like going back to Houston, they're going to finish last every time, but they're going to keep bringing that revenue as little as it might be.
Yeah.
And so all these smaller clubs are going to say no. And it's going to help the league a lot in terms of level. And well, it's just not going to happen, though. I just don't see the MLS just agreeing to do it just
Yeah.
for
again,
money perspective.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a business at the end of the day. No one,
Mhm.
especially me, in the bottom of the table, the food pyramid or the whatever. I don't want to be pushed aside now. I spend all this money, like you're saying, like Houston Dynamo just got a new owner,
Mhm.
and now I'm gonna get relegated. No, right? So obviously, it makes football better because of it's more. You have more to lose,
Yeah.
basically, right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna try harder, do better, invest more. But at the end of the day, if you're making money, money talks, right?
I don't think I agree.
I would love to have it. You don't want to have it at all?
No, I don't think like it's needed.
You don't think so?
No.
I think maybe it makes like the bottom 6 more interesting, but it's usually like if you use as an example like the Prem, it's usually like the same 6 teams that win or that finish in like the top 6.
That's true.
But the only thing is with for the MLS, stupid cough. For the MLS it's too American. It's a run too American-y, if that's a word.
Yeah, it's too Americanized.
Too Americanized. Yeah, that's
Just
the word I
like
was looking for.
all the other sports
Because,
in America.
I mean, it might not be a bad thing because, as you see, America is usually like the best in what they do. Like you don't see an NBA anywhere. Like you'll see like the Spanish league, but it's not going to be as good as the NBA. Same thing for NHL and every sport, so on, so on. So I could see why they don't have the relegation. I don't think it's needed too much, but yeah, it could help. Like teams not want to get relegated, but I don't think it's going to matter too much for the bigger teams.
But like even then, like the way it works now is like they have like a draft lottery system, right?
Yeah.
What big talents come out of these drafts? Like, could you guys
I
like
can't
name like
name you
a
one.
talent that went like big
I can't
that was
name one.
drafted to the MLS?
No.
I can't think of it.
They usually go right through the academy, like straight to the academy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Houston
LeBron's.
usually gets like one of the best picks since we're always finishing last, and I could
Yeah,
not name you
exactly.
one player that made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Buchanan was an MLS. I don't know if he was a draft or not, but he came from university. He
Yeah,
was in Syracuse, then he went to New England.
but it's like
It's
very
different than the
little-
way like the NBA works because you'll have like
Yeah.
like the top 3, like they're obviously gonna make to the NBA, and it's a big chance that they'll be a star, right?
Yeah,
like you don't see the same thing in
They
football.
have heavy weight on the team.
Yeah.
It's different if it's like, oh, these players are being drafted to like the biggest teams in the world of soccer.
True.
The NBA is the best in basketball.
Yeah.
So when you see kids at 16, 17, they're obviously going to be looked at as like great talents because they're going right into the best league in that sport. You know what I mean? They're going to be playing with the best of the best, and they're going to be a big factor to these teams because they're the best at their age, especially coming out of university or college, whatever. That's the biggest thing with that. Like that's the thing though. When it comes out, you're going to be playing into the best league. That's where you start hearing more things and more of that. But soccer is different. Soccer, you're developed at a young kid, and you're going into professional teams at 15, 16. You're still in high school.
Yeah.
You don't go to
Yeah.
college, university.
It's different in Europe. At the end of the day, it's everyone's goal as a footballer to go to Europe
Yeah, for
and
sure.
play in Europe. So if MLS is a stepping stone to that, which it is in my opinion, it's not a bad thing. At least I feel like MLS has a spot and it's still growing. So who knows what can happen from there?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Who's the winner this year?
who's winning the MLS?
Yeah, what do you
this
got
year?
for MLS?
Yeah,
Mm.
like what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna say who you guys got. Well, I was gonna say who you guys got winning the World Cup.
Oh,
World Cup.
guys going right
Jeez.
to it.
I'm sure the Argentine man has Argentina.
Yeah,
winning,
definitely
right?
Argentina.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like what are we? 33 games unbeaten. It's a pleasure to be watching us right now. And we play tomorrow, so hopefully by the time this is posted, it'll be 34 games. We'll see.
Yeah,
Jeez.
who are you guys facing again?
Jamaica first, and then Honduras.
Oh, it should be
Top-
easy
don't-
wins, no?
Yeah,
Top
easy.
talent
Don't judge. Don't judge. I know we're gonna stat pad, but we can't play anybody from the World Cup because that's just not how it works. You know,
Yeah.
because you could be facing them in the World Cup. Yeah.
Do you think this is like the best Argentina's team you've seen?
I gotta say, like on paper, we're not even like you look at some of the players. They could be better players. There's been better players on paper, but the way we play as a team, the way everybody connects, the chemistry that we have in the locker room as well. This is probably the best Argentina has played in my lifetime. I don't know, at least since I started watching football, because I watched, starting 2010, that World Cup that was all over the place with Maradona. 2014, that was a similar case where if you look at the squad on paper in 2014, we didn't have the best players on paper,
No,
but
not
we
at all.
played really, really good. Like you look at the squad that started in the final, and you're like, how did they get here?
Yeah, it's like
But we
Marcos
just-
Rojo, Bilia,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Scudetto.
you had a curse mark player, Higuain.
Yeah, I know.
And
Let's
Palacio.
not bring-
Palacio, bro.
Like, those guys were cursed, man.
I know.
Someone
Let's
did
not
some
bring that
juju
up.
on them.
It was the rat tail.
I know. I'm like super close to ending this this call. If you guys bring up Higuain one more time.
That's
But yeah, it's a similar case. In 2018, we were all over the place. So maybe this squad rivals the 2014 squad on terms of how we're playing, the level wise.
Interesting.
Do you think this is Argentina's best lineup? Like, do you think that they could call anyone else up? Like, would you switch anyone out or in? Or do you think this is the best?
The fact that it got pushed to now, it's instead of 23 players, it's 26. So that helps us out a lot because there's a lot of talents that have been kind of making a name for themselves in the last few months, like Enzo Fernandez from Benfica, and then just other players that are just kind of coming out as well. Foyt is another maybe, but I think our squad is mostly set, other than like maybe 2 to 3 players, like Joaquin Correa. Dybala's probably gonna make it now with his run of form.
Yeah, he's been great.
But yeah. But I think
good.
our squad is mostly set. Enzo Fernandez just got called up, so that's a big name right there.
Yeah, he's a talent.
So you got Argentina winning then the World Cup, the
I
2024
can't-
World Cup.
I can't say anything
24.
else. Like,
What the heck?
28.
2022.
dang, I wasn't aware we're having a 24.
I'm in the
Me neither.
future, man.
Who do you got, Chris?
Yeah,
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
yeah. It's got to be Argentina. If I said any other country, I would be betraying my own country. I can't say anything else.
This is non-biased, right?
Honestly, it's not a bad take because they're pretty damn good. So
If not Argentina, then who's another club? Maybe who's another
your
team?
second pick?
I mean, France could literally play their backup and still
Yeah.
be a contender. Spain has that weird thing where like they got a lot of experienced players, but at the same time they got a lot of youngsters who are playing their first World Cup. I don't know, Germany, Brazil. Obviously, the thing with Brazil, I don't fear them as much because
Jeez.
we just saw that they're beatable. At least we just saw it on paper. They look amazing. They have so much talent. But I think if this Argentina side were to face Brazil, it's not going to be on their mind. They're like, oh shoot, we play Brazil, and it's not going to undermine them because
you're right.
we just beat them. So the confidence got to be up there. So
Yeah, they were supposed to play again, like I think in September, like beginning of
shit.
September, but the game got canceled for some reason.
I was
oh
gonna say,
yeah, that's been going like all over the place, like postponed and then canceled again and then postponed. Yeah, they never are gonna play that game. So it's
Who backed out? The Brazilians or the Argentinians?
I have no different sources say different things. Apparently, the problem was with us because the Premier League stopped like 3 of our players from being called up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. There's so many different sources say a lot of different things. So I don't know what happened. I'm kind of happy that we didn't play them. Let's just show them what we got in the World Cup.
Damn, different
Jeez.
mindsets.
Yeah, I think Argentina is better than Brazil, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Is
Really?
that who you
Why
got
is
too
that?
winning?
No, I don't got either of them winning. I think Brazil a bit overrated.
Overrated.
I think their front three kind of like carries their name a little bit.
Think so?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. I don't think the team is like crazy good. Like their midfield is Casemiro, Paquetá, and Guimaraes. And that's not crazy
else?
good.
But it works.
It's good,
It
but like
works, though.
I think if you come up against like Germany, like with Kimmich, Goretzka, and whoever they have as the third,
See, yeah, those guys are engines, but
I
they
think-
but they don't have what Brazil has.
what?
Flair,
Okay.
Passion,
Well,
right? Passion, Passion.
Nah, good enough.
I don't know. Germany has a number, man.
They don't have
I,
that.
I think
Joga
I think they
Bonito.
lose to Germany. I think they lose to Spain. I think they lose. I think they would lose to Argentina again.
What?
Will they lose to Italy?
At least. I think they lose to Canada. No, I'm joking.
Jeez,
But,
but who's your pick? Who's your pick to win?
No, I
that?
got Spain.
Spain? Why?
young team.
I don't know.
A lot of young players coming in.
Usually when Barca's balling, Spain's balling, and Barca's been balling, so Spain's gonna ball out in the World Cup.
You know it. You know Barca's been balling. Say that one more time. I want to hear it again from your mouth.
Nah, that's about it.
This guy's the
Also,
biggest-
Luis Enrique, great gaffer too.
Yeah,
right?
unreal
probably the
gaffer.
best gaffer
At the
at
tournament,
the
you think?
tournament. I think, in my opinion, for him to
Yeah, he's up there.
for him to do what he did in the Euros with again another young team, a lot of new players to that team as well, and in my opinion, they should be Italy. But I agree with Spatty.
Yeah, the only shaky part about Spain is their center backs. They don't have like a good
proper
center
ones.
back
They
pairing.
have Laporte and Hermoso, but they don't have. I don't mention Eric Garcia. That guy.
What do you
is a
mean, bro?
He's not good.
He's been good this season.
No, he's not good. If he comes up against a top striker, he's not doing nothing.
He's getting waffled.
What about Spain's front line though?
I don't.
Yeah, what about their striker?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't
they have
know
a
what it
striker
is,
problem.
But
What? Ferran Torres?
they have a
Is that what you're
striker
saying?
problem, obviously. But like, it's never been an issue for them before. Look at their like you were saying, 2010 Spain.
Cesc.
They had Cesc. They played David Silva as a false nine. They played Iniesta as a winger, left mid, left wing.
Yeah, it was almost one
Bro,
with
they
no
could have done.
forwards.
You can do anything with the.
Six
yeah,
mids.
but like when you have
players.
that much talent, like you could
Okay,
play
no, that's
anywhere,
6'5".
bro.
That's
You know
why.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think
mean, they
that's
have
not
talent.
an issue, and they have talent off the bench that they can play. Look at Ansu Fati, he can play striker
If he's fit,
if
bro.
he's fit. Hopefully,
And Morata's in good form. I know
Morata's
you
in
guys are
good
gonna say
form.
haha
No, he is in good
Morata,
form.
but
He is.
Morata
He
is good
you're not
form.
wrong, and they have quality players. So I trust in Enrique. I think he's gonna be able to adjust this team, put these players in the right position. The mentality is there.
Yeah.
They're all ballers. And again, like what Spatty said, when Barca's doing good, when this team is doing good, Spain does good. So that's my pick too.
Oh, me personally, bro, like a little biased, bro.
A
but-
little bias. All we hear every episode is Barca, Brazil this,
Yeah,
Brazil that.
all we hear is Barca.
Nah, bro,
Literally,
but-
that's all.
Bro, I think this is Brazil's time, man. Like we're seeing,
Is it?
Bro.
Every year, every World Cup is Brazil's.
bro, like their best players are all on form right now. Neymar, arguably the best player in the world right now. Vini, baller.
Okay.
You have two amazing keepers in Alisson and Ederson.
But you only need one.
They could do the job
Good
either
to have
way.
two.
Yeah, but two, okay, go
The
continue.
only gripe I have with Brazil is the fullbacks. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
Because they have Danilo could be starting, Renan Lodi, Alex Telles.
Lodi-
one of those three.
Danny Alves.
Danny
I
Alves right
suggest
back. I don't know.
suggest you put Alexandra at left back and Danilo as a right back, and I promise you'll win the World Cup. Just trust me. Do that.
Danilo.
You'll be all right.
This guy's trying to.
That's why he's
This guy's trying to
sabotaged.
sabotage
He's trying
it.
to sabotage over here.
Nah,
Especially Alexandro. Definitely start him.
Oh, yeah.
nah, but with Brazil, like, I'd like to see them start a three at the back.
They have so many
Because
quality center backs to do
They've
so.
never played that before, though.
They have like a little bit. Like they'll have I think it was like 6 months back or something. Like when they're going through the run of games, they
That's 6
had
months.
like Lodi,
back.
like kind of as like a wing back, and will like tuck into the
Mhm.
mid.
Is
And
Lodi
then-
what he still is though? He kind of dipped.
No, it's just one player, for example. But
Yeah, okay. But
I don't know. Like Brazil, it would be interesting to see a back three because you have Thiago Silva, Marquinhos,
Mhm.
Militao, possibly Gabriel Magalhaes.
You have so many
Bremer.
defenders.
Bremer. Like there's a lot of options in the center back
Mhm.
department. Fullbacks, not so much. The midfield's pretty decent.
Quality.
it's all
quality.
like it's decent. I wouldn't say it's the best in the World
not
Cup,
the-
but
Uh,
it's decent.
It's not the
decent.
best. It's decent. You have Casemiro. You have
It's probably top
Fabinho
five,
as
though.
possibly a sub. Paquetá works well with Brazil.
Yeah.
Bruno G is good for Brazil as well. And then attackers, Vini, Neymar.
No, yeah, they're the best front three in the World
Rafinha,
Cup.
like-
Yeah, easily.
Bro, I could see it coming, bro. I could see that hexa, bro.
that's the best front three in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you agree with that?
don't know
I mean
about
that
the best front three.
Lautaro's he's always great for Argentina. Then Messi, I don't gotta
That's
say anything
Messi.
about Messi, Lautaro Martinez, and Di Maria. If that's the front three, the goals are gonna come. In the group stage, we're gonna demolish everybody. At least in the group stage for sure.
Jeez. You think Dybala gets a start or no?
It's very tough because he's so similar to Messi in terms of play style.
Yeah.
But we've seen it work. I think it was versus Estonia. They connected very, very well. And I feel like if you just got that like goat like football brain, you don't think it flows. It happens. And we saw, if you guys go back to watching Dybala and Messi connect together, even though Dybala only played like maybe second half, it's just these two understood each other because they just have an understanding of the game that is so high up there that even if they clash and play in the same position, they can make it work. So it's going to be a maybe. We'll see. These two games are going to decide a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because we know that like Dybala is better than like. Okay,
What,
I'm
you
not
gonna
saying
say
I'm not, no,
Messi?
not Messi. No,
Oh,
I'm not saying
I was
I'm not
about to
saying
walk
that.
out.
I'm saying like over his whole career, like he's been probably in their top three of forwards,
Mhm.
but like his injury wise, like he's just always out, and he can never really get a connection with the like that front three, and can never get into that squad. Do you agree with him being a top like? I think he's better than Lautaro in my opinion.
I would say so, but the thing with Dybala, he's never been able to implement his way into Argentina because of some comments, and not a lot of people know about this. Whenever he started for Argentina, like it was his first few games playing for Argentina, he came out in the press conference afterwards and he said, mistakenly so, he said, "I find it hard playing with Messi." which
Yeah, I remember that.
that got
Remember
taken
that.
out of context. Yeah, he meant, we play in the same role, we clash, and it's tough. But like, it just got taken out of context.
Yeah.
People were saying, how are you going to find it hard to play with Messi? He's one of the GOATs. Who are you? What are you saying? So he just got put in the bench. He was given 18 minutes in the whole World Cup, the last one, 2018.
Yeah.
Like, he had more goals that season and then he had minutes at the World Cup. And he just had to pay for what I say. And I think that was a huge mistake. Like, stuff just got taken out of context, and unfortunately he paid. But now that we have a new manager who accepted him, and hopefully we'll see it work. But yeah, I do agree with probably you said top 3 players in Argentina or forwards.
Just forwards.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the thing is, I don't know how much he can function like on the right wing if you were to, or maybe even as a striker, because it's been such a long time since he's actually played as a true number 9.
What would be his position?
Usually as a second striker, but Argentina doesn't play like that.
Yeah, because
no, because that's Messi's role basically.
Yeah.
If they have Messi, Lautaro, and Dybala starting for, let's say, what is that? 3 up top, but how do you work that?
Maybe just with Messi as like a 10, just behind Dybala and Lautaro Martinez, with Lautaro just being the true number 9, and Messi as a cam, Dybala as a false 9 type thing, leaning more towards the right side. Not sure.
What would your starting 11 be if you're a coach?
Pretty much the same starting 11 that's been lately. You got to have Dibu Martinez as your goalkeeper, Molina on the right with Acuna, which made a name for himself. It was always Tagliafico at left back. Then Otamendi.
He kind of fell off a bit, though, eh?
Yeah, but there's a lot of players who haven't been performing too well for their club. For example, even Martinez, he's had some questionable games so far this season in the Premier League, but I think whenever they bounce back and they go back to Argentina, to the nation, like, it's just completely different. Like, it's a reset button, So yeah, Tagliafico. Then the center back duo has got to be Romero and Otamendi. Otamendi he received so much criticism, like, with the years and everything. Like, a lot of people just didn't want him to start or to get too much playtime, but he made a name for himself,
bro.
And proved haters wrong.
I remember what, it was the last Champions League.
What?
They were facing a top club, and like he was bossing it. He was stopping everyone from like.
It was Juve.
Was it Juve?
I don't think it was the last Champions. Was it the last Champions League they played Benfica? No, I think it was the one before.
It was a very recent one where he was just like, I'm like, Otamendi's not gonna do anything, but this guy was like everywhere.
I can't remember now, but yeah.
The guy was everywhere.
How old is
stopping
Otamendi
everything,
now?
and, like,
Like,
he's still quality.
He's probably like 33, 32.
Yeah.
Still quality though.
Sounds
man.
about right.
Yeah.
Still quality. He's a bulldog.
Yeah, he's just that type of player. He'll
He'll
be
get
there for a
in your
couple more
head.
years.
That's the type of player he is, right?
Oh yeah.
So finish it off. What's in the mid looking like?
That's probably the toughest because we have Paredes, who can be a great like playmaker, even as a regista type thing, like a number 6. The Paul has to be there for sure. He proved his name like in the Copa America.
100%.
And then it's between Lo Celso and Enzo Fernandez, but Enzo Fernandez hasn't had a chance to prove himself in the team just yet. He's doing great club wise, but we'll see how Scaloni plays. And then the top 3 can alter, like Nicolas Gonzalez. Not the biggest name, but he always he functions well with the team. And if you want to put Messi and Lautaro Martinez as like your front 3 with Nicolas Gonzalez, that could be there. Di Maria could either be like a super sub or he can also start and then rotate with Nicolas Gonzalez. But yeah, that would be, I don't know. There's no place for Dybala. That's unfortunate. I just noticed.
That's the problem.
We'll see what the manager does. Yeah,
Super sub?
it's a good problem to have.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
For sure.
You got Joaquin Correa can put the goals away. Dybala as well. And whether if Lo Celso starts, then you have Enzo Martinez as Enzo Fernandez. Sorry, as your super sub as well. We'll see.
Hey, you guys have a lot of firepower.
Yeah, hopefully it all works out.
Apparently, Brazil, they could play Argentina in the semis if everything aligns properly. Eh?
Damn, eh?
That'd be a good semifinal.
That would be
match.
something.
an
I think,
amazing semifinal match.
they're expected to top the group. We're expected to top the group. If both of those things happen and then we keep winning the games, that would be the semifinal match. Yes.
Wow.
That'd be a good game.
Wow.
I think Argentina takes them.
What matchup in the finals would you like to be? I want to see Portugal versus Argentina finals.
Everyone wants
Is
to
that
see
possible?
If that's possible, and if that happens, the best way for them both to go out.
Is the GOAT debate settled for whoever
I
the
feel
winner
like it
is?
would be, right?
You think so?
Would you agree? Would it
No,
be
because if one wins, the other team's gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, but they're like both going in with like quality squads, both captains, both at the edge of their final days. I think that
I
would be
think
like written
like
in the
and
stars. You'll see a
yeah.
Netflix series on this,
In
100%.
the social aspects of it, like people would whoever wins, that'll be like the biggest argument that you can bring. Oh yeah, but this guy, my goat, beat your goat in the World Cup final, so there you go. But overall, you can't decide as the it's the biggest event ever, and it will be the craziest game in the world, like in
Mhm.
history possibly. But you can't put the whole goat debate in just one game because after all, it's one game. Like
Yeah.
for example, I can bring him back, going back to 2014. Had Higuain scored his chance,
Yeah.
then Messi, like let's say he scores that one, it's 1-0, then Messi goes on to win the World Cup. Like nothing else was different. It's just Higuain's shot went in.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
But you can't put the whole GOAT debate in just one game, because
That's
there's a lot
true.
of aspects. Yeah.
for sure.
Very, very true. Speaking about debates, how did you start off with your account, Debatable
Yeah.
Football?
How did that count for him, bro? Tell us.
That's such a good segue.
See how I did that? That was good. Huh?
Well, three years ago, I took inspiration from two other accounts. So 3 or 4 years ago, I used to follow an account called Bad Football Opinions.
Okay.
Pretty big account nowadays. And then
Mhm.
at the time, there was also another account called Good Football Opinions. So one of them used to kind of just roast and make fun of really bad opinions, and the other one
Mhm.
did the opposite. It was like if they found a really good opinion or a really good debate, just
Yeah.
they would praise that person.
Shout out to
And I
those.
just so I just wanted to have an account where it could be the middle, like
Mhm.
these opinions aren't bad or good. We're just gonna have a good time debating. And it's a friend of mine just brought up we should make a football account, and he made his, I made mine, and then here I am 3 years later.
Balling it up, doing well for yourself.
Thank you.
But no, it's crazy. Like we've definitely gone through your account. We've seen a lot of debatable.
Yeah, we get a lot of
opinions.
topics like from your account, bro.
We do get a lot
Mhm.
of topics from your account. So thanks again for all you've done for us and you do for the community, basically. But what are like your aspirations? What are what's your next goal? What kind of is pushing you now to kind of keep this momentum or
Gotcha.
everything?
It's very weird because I always try to think of like I always try to balance my aspirations. Like I have very high hopes to, like in the future I would love to work with football, but at the same time I can't lose track of what I'm doing day to day. But to answer your question, like in terms of aspiration, I just want to work with football, and I get inspired a lot by people who are in the football business, either as an analyst or a pundit or something like that. That just because they started a football account, they got an audience, and now they're where they are. But yeah, I would love to work with football, talking about it, debating about it, whatever it is. But I try to take everything day by day.
That's amazing.
So, have you had like any like big professionals like DM you or like say anything about your account?
I don't think so. I a lot of times I check out who's been liking my stuff, and I'll
Yeah.
find a random like Premier League player just liking or commenting or just having a fight with somebody
No
on a
way.
certain debate. But I don't think any big names. Yeah, I don't think so.
Is there like one that comes to your head maybe? Like one that like stood out? Like, oh snap, like they liked my post? Like, you know what I mean?
Like we had players like what? Like Zanetti like our post.
Zico
before,
liked our story or
Zico,
something.
like that. So it's really cool when you see those for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think I can tell you like the biggest name. Probably some players from like the biggest has been either like Benetti or Brighton, and that's like because Instagram this is kind of like a new thing where you can like go into your notifications and hit like which verified person like my stuff or stuff. That wasn't a thing
yes,
before.
You're right.
So maybe it happened in the past and I just wasn't aware of it. I don't know.
True.
Okay,
That's cool. That's amazing. Yeah, like congratulations to everything you've done so far. Like looks like it's going really well for you, and we certainly take a lot of inspiration from you as well. We bring a lot of those topics here. But yeah, like any other questions? I'm not too sure.
Did your account got banned or suspended at one point? No.
Yeah. So after like maybe 2 years of being on Instagram, I had the highest the account has been was like 83,000. I was very happy doing what I was doing. And then I think just due to so many violations, but it wasn't anything big. I think it was just accumulating small violations, and some of them were very ridiculous. Like I could be talking to a friend, just having a football debate, and like I don't know. I think I told a friend of mine once, like, if you don't like it, I don't know, if you don't do this, I'm gonna go to Germany and beat you up, something like that.
What?
Yeah, like just joking, fucking around with a friend.
Yeah.
And Instagram sees this. I was like, oh, you're threatening physical abuse in this guy.
Especially when you have a high what's it
Mhm.
called?
Fan base.
Account,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, high ball.
Yeah.
following,
So
so
yeah, it's very
It's very,
dumb.
very sensitive.
Yeah. Instagram sees this as like I'm physically abusing this guy and like a threat. So it's like, hey, there's your first punishment. And then just by playing around or saying stuff like that with your friends, like all of a sudden you have so many violations that either your account gets banned or you get shadow banned or something along those lines. So yeah, it got shadow banned. I don't know for how long. I think for like a month, and I got sick and tired of waiting for it to be on shadow banned, and I just wanted my stuff to reach the right amount of
Yeah.
people because it was only reaching like maybe 1/3 of my audience, and I
That's
also wasn't
crazy.
growing. Yeah, it was very annoying. So I just went ahead and created an account like all over again, and somehow like it's been maybe 5-6 months, and we're already back at almost where we were. Like I think today we reached
Amazing.
69K,
Good for
which
you.
is I don't know how it happened.
It's crazy.
You have you catch the people's eye, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it's like at the end of the day, that's what brings attention and people.
There's not another account
Right.
like yours.
There isn't. There really is. Yours is very, very
Thank you.
unique, and I like it a lot. Of
Yeah.
course.
Thank
and
you.
a lot of people do. So, how do you manage it? Is it hard to come up with these topics? Do you get a lot of inspiration from other people? Do people reach out? I obviously have seen like you reached out, people reached out to you to give you some questions or some things to talk about.
So
Do you
I
have,
manage
like, an
it.
abundance you have in your mind all the time.
No, for the most part, I wake up early in the morning and I go on Twitter like a regular person does. And if a debate catches my eye, I'll talk about it. But at this point, also the fact that like the account is so big, a lot of people want their stuff published on my account.
Of
So
course.
people will write either threads or have their own debates and like, hey, can this feature in your post? And if I see that it's interesting enough, in the beginning, it was a little bit tougher to find content because I was such a small account. People wouldn't reach out to me. So either I had to make my own but now it's kind of like an account for the people. So whatever I find on Twitter or whatever people send me is like, okay, you want your voice heard. Let's have at it. Like, here you go.
Amazing. That's how you grow and you let people around you grow. So
Yeah.
the community grows at the end of the day, right?
Do people ever like hit you up in the DMs like, yo, I'll pay you like this amount if you post my thread from Twitter or whatever? Does that happen?
No, because they know that I post them for free. It's an account for the people, and like if you have a debate, as long as it's not something ridiculous, as long as
course.
it's something that will get people talking, I'm like, I'll post it. I don't mind at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps it going,
You're right.
That's dope. We saw on your account you had a little shirt giveaway. I think it was the Barca signed kit by a few players.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Oh my God, I had the summer of my life.
Sounds like it, bro.
Jesus. Oh well, as you can see in the background, I got a couple
you
of
see
like
some more signed ones.
So first, Manchester City came over to play Club America for a preseason friendly, and we were waiting outside the hotel. So that's when we got a few signatures. They were playing America, which is a Mexican club, and there's a big Mexican following in my city. So a lot of the football fans would go over to America's hotel. There weren't a lot of Man City fans outside the hotel, surprisingly enough. And people can make a joke right there if you all want, but
Empty hat, bro.
but it was pretty easy. Like I think in the first few days, I got Bernardo Silva, a couple other players. Then in the second day, that's like where the big thing happened. We managed to sneak into not the hotel, the training ground. Like they were having a training session where only their sponsors, anybody who pays money to sponsor Man City or whatever, all that, could watch. So we managed to sneak in through the media entrance. I showed them that I was DFO. Not that matters. It shouldn't matter. And the guy was like, okay, yeah, that checks out. And so he just let me in, and we got all that. Yeah.
That's so sick.
And to make it even crazier, like, because I had that great experience with Man City, I was like, can I push my luck? And can I go to Dallas, which is like 3 hours away? Barcelona and Juventus were playing each other. So I'm like, if I just did this with Manchester City, could I go to Juve's hotel or Barca's hotel, sneak in just like I did this, and also get their signature? And surprisingly, I did. Yeah. Yeah, with Barca, snuck into the hotel, got onto Footy, and all of this, like, I'm also giving away. Like every time that I do this, I take 2 jerseys. One of them is for me, so
smart.
And then I also take one to just give away to my people as a way to like give back.
Give
Yeah.
back.
That's unreal.
What's the biggest name or signature that you have there on those jerseys?
So it would probably be the Manchester City because it's, I mean, De Bruyne and Bernardo
Wow.
Silva and Haaland are
Jeez.
somewhere up there. The thing with the Man City, there's so many that I have to go back to the video to see which signature is which. I remember some, but yeah, and then in the Juve one, there's Cuadrado and Vlahovic.
True. You have Haaland, you said? You don't have Haaland.
Yeah, it's one of the one in the Man City one. It's one of them. I just gotta
Wow.
find out which one.
Amazing. That's crazy.
Damn.
Holy
That's pretty
shoot.
sick. That's it's a big player.
Yeah.
right
Is
there.
that like your most like fond like kind of football experience?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, yeah. And it's
It
all
would be
crazy
anyone's.
because it happened. This all happened in like the span of 2 weeks. Like the first week with Man City, and then the second right away, Barca, and yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that like it was insane because with the Barca, it was Ansu Fati, and
Mhm.
that's a name that in like 10 years could be like one of the greatest. You know.
Exactly.
And
For
it's,
sure, bro. You
Exactly.
never know, right?
yeah. So I have that one too, and this all happened in like 2 weeks. I have no idea how it happened.
Wow. Did
Yeah,
you get
it's like a dream.
butterflies? Did any player in specific give you butterflies when you went up?
Yeah,
to
were
them,
you
like,
nervous?
to get?
Oh
I
my
would be
God.
nervous for every
With
player.
Haaland, dude, yeah. No, I was too. With Haaland, it was insane because he
This machine just staring at you.
it was literally so robotic. He didn't take pictures. He just went from person to person, looking down, signing. I know he doesn't like personal touches, and like
Yeah.
I've read that about him. So maybe
Oh,
that's why some people just like to keep to themselves, and that's totally fine. But yeah, it gave me butterflies. Like, dude, I got fucking Haaland in front of me. But yeah, he wasn't taking pictures. He was just like signing. It was like a robot, just doing his work, and then okay, I gotta get back to work. You know? Yeah.
That's sick
That's
though.
amazing, man. Maybe one day you'll get Messi's and Ronaldo's signature.
Jeez.
Well, time's running out, so I gotta
I know.
I gotta hurry.
Oh,
Maybe.
gosh.
No, they'll be around.
If they play in the 2026 World Cup, maybe.
No
Doubt
chance.
it, but we'll see. Maybe
They won't make the
Ronaldo
team.
probably will try to push for it.
No.
40-something-year-old Ronaldo.
Well, he just came out and said that he was obviously going to be in the World Cup and in the next Euros, which is 2024.
Mhm.
Like he said, he was going to play there. You know, he was
Yeah.
going to play.
With Ronaldo,
Wow.
I
I don't
wouldn't
know,
be
man.
surprised, man.
That should be
How?
interesting.
It's 40-something years old, top striker, top goal scorer.
He's barely
You never
playing
know.
for his team now.
Yeah, he's barely playing now, bro. Come on.
That's facts. That's facts.
But seeing that Juve kit behind your wall, I just want to talk about Juventus a little bit. So
Yeah,
Juve
me
are
too.
going through a little bit of a dark kind of spell right now.
bit.
Would you say you're
Massive.
Allegri in or Allegri out?
Oh no, Allegri out. I think I only know like
Good.
2 people who are Allegri in, and they're
Yeah?
probably just kidding themselves. Yeah.
Are you like Allegri out like at the end of the season or?
Right now.
Or do you
No, I
want
mean
him
it had
right
because
now?
I know that if you sack him right now, it's like I think 40 million that you have to
Yeah, it's
pay
a lot, man.
for his contract. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
36. So, but it's also if we don't make Champions League in the league and we also go to Europa League by finishing third, you're
What
probably
matters,
going to
you
lose
know,
a
that
lot
money
more
doesn't
than that.
matter.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I've been Allegri out for a lot. I think you can go back to whenever we reassign him, and you can see in the caption that I was never happy with Allegri.
Uh-huh.
I thought he was at least going to bring us domestic success, at least a bit, way better than we are now, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I just never liked him long term.
Yeah.
Allegri ball, man. Dinosaur ball.
Yeah, dinosaur ball,
as
bro.
most people
It's
say.
it's
He's a-
insane. Yeah,
He's
we
not
have. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We have like on paper we probably have the best team in Serie A, including the.
Ooh.
You think so?
I mean, if everybody's at their best
Close.
on paper, yes, there should be, including the injured people.
Oh yeah.
Injuries, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm including Di Maria, Pogba, Chiesa.
Oh yeah, I'd say they're definitely one.
Would
up
you
there.
say that this transfer window that just passed was a good one, or was it kind of overrated?
I think it's a great one, but it's incredible how like it's not paying off because Pogba got injured in preseason. Di Maria got he's getting all these small injuries, and now he has a red card. So like Chiesa's still injured. So
Yeah.
I mean it's good for Allegri because he can always bring up, oh well, I don't have my squad at their best. Nobody's fit, so it helps them out. But
Apparently, Di Maria's
yeah.
not getting along with Allegri.
Really?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Who
I heard
does
they
get along
fell
with that guy. You can't do anything. You can't show off your skills, your natural talent. The guy's a
yeah.
very, very
No, but
position.
Very pragmatic.
Yeah,
It's-
he likes to have it his way. He doesn't want you to express yourself. You can't play, especially a player like Di Maria.
I think Di Maria
He
got
knows
pissed
to do
off
that.
because Allegri rushed him back while
Yeah?
he was injured. He he played that he came on against
Oh, wow.
Benfica in
Allegri
Champions
was
League,
desperate, eh?
Yeah.
I
and
need
he should have played.
You can see how desperate Allegri is, bro. It's like he's losing hair every day. It looks like the guy.
So if Juve sack Allegri, who do they hire?
Well, the three big names that I can think of is Tuchel, Pochettino, and Zidane. And I'm not a big fan of the first two. I'd probably just bring in Zidane if it was possible. Club legend, already made a name for himself, manager-wise, like at Madrid. Yeah, I would probably bring in him if it was possible.
Apparently, they want to hold on to Allegri for oh my god, for the year, and then they want to get Conte back.
Conte?
What is happening?
You think he'd leave Spurs?
Apparently he's willing.
You guys are just free.
They're going backwards now.
You guys are recycling.
They're going from
you guys are
Conte, Allegri, and then so on, and then back to Allegri, and back to Conte, and then they're going to go back to Seria B.
Jesus Christ.
You guys are going green, huh, over there. Recycling everything. Oh, my gosh, man. Come on.
So Allegri doesn't last the whole season?
No,
No.
I don't know. I think they're. I mean, if we keep getting losses and draws like within the next month, I can see him going out. But every time that somebody above Allegri speaks out about the situation, they're like, no, we're happy with Allegri, we're going to keep him. And then you got Allegri being sarcastic or being funny in the press conference, like if everything's okay. So from the looks of it, he's going to stay. At least, he's got a month. And if he performs in this month, it's going to be weird because he's going to stay. He's going to stay if he performs in this next month coming up after the international break.
Yep, kind of annoying. But yeah.
Yeah. It's got me rooting against us at some extent. Like, whenever we lost against Monza, I'm like, okay, well, at least Allegri's gonna get fired now, surely, and it didn't. So now I gotta, gotta wait.
I don't know how, man.
Never.
This guy's 9 lives.
Do you think Juve have any chance of winning the Scudetto or no?
Oh, absolutely not. Not with how things are. No, if we brought in a manager like yesterday, then yeah. The good thing is that a lot of like teams like Roma, Inter, Milan, they have been blowing points as well in like questionable games.
Yeah.
So if you look at the table, like we're doing horrible, but we're not even that far off, and it's still very early.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with the way things are going on now, especially with all the players still injured, no, I don't think so.
How about Napoli though? Ballin', man. You think they could actually win the league though? A lot of people say. I know Spatty said it before. Like they drop off very later on.
Like this, like near the second half season.
You still think they can do it? I mean, Kvara,
Kvaratskhelia, Kvara, whatever.
Baller, no?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, they surprised everybody because after losing possibly their top 3 most crucial players, they go on. They sign a bunch of people who we've never heard. I've never heard of Krava before this, and they're balling. And not only are they winning their games, they're actually playing pretty good. Now they beat Liverpool in the Champions League. They're probably going to make round of 16. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe this is like the thing with the World Cup being here is pretty soon is that all the games are pretty crowded. So I think if somebody started off the league well, like it's easier to keep that form going. And it also works the other way. If you started losing your first few games, because the games are so crowded, there's no reset button. There's no like change in form. Like you have you have a game you just lost, and now you have a game 3 days from now, and after that again 3 days from now for the league. So if you're in a winning form, it's easier to keep it with this like crumbled games. And again, the opposite way works just as well.
Interesting.
That's true.
So if not Juve winning the Scudetto, who wins it?
That's very tough. It's super early to predict, but I mean, I think you take out Juventus on paper, Inter should be up there. I think it's going to be between them two again, Inter and Milan. I can probably see Napoli playing worse after the World Cup.
Falling off a bit.
Yeah, falling off. But I think it's between Milan and Inter. I think a lot of great things for Milan last season. Everything that needed to happen for them to perform well happened. Like they got a great squad. Don't get me wrong, and they're killing it. But it was more of everything that needed to happen happened, and Inter I think they could have won it. I think it's gonna be Inter this year.
Inter?
Damn.
Okay. I think I had Inter finishing first in my prediction.
They want Inzaghi's head right now though.
I know
they want him fired.
Inzaghi's trying to get out. Supposedly leaving as well. They want him out. A lot of managers in the city are not doing too well, huh?
I think it's only him and Allegri, to be honest.
Well, that's crazy. Couple more questions. What was your most liked topic on your account, Debatable Football Opinions? What would you say is the one of the biggest debates you've had, if not the biggest, that had the most people,
Engaged.
interactions
Yeah.
and everything like that. What would you say?
The Ronaldinho Neymar debate will never not spark. I can post it any day of the week at
You
any
can repost
time.
that once a week.
Yeah. I mean, there was a thread comparing Neymar and Ronaldinho, and I can recycle that over and over. It'll never not get people talking about it. That's probably the one.
Who do you got?
Damn, you gonna put me in the spot like that. I was hoping you wouldn't. I don't know, because we all fell in love
Oh, yes.
of football because of
100%,
Ronaldinho.
bro.
But I think when it comes
100%.
to effectiveness on the pitch, I gotta go for
Longevity.
Neymar. I think I gotta go for Neymar. Prime, possibly, definitely Ronaldinho. But in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
like their all careers, Neymar.
I would agree
I
with
agree.
you. Prime, I'm taking Ronaldinho. No questions asked.
But your
Longevity.
Neymar over Ronaldinho, like any other
I
day.
don't- Even saying that hurts my heart. I can't say that. I'm taking Ronaldinho every day of the week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Even with the partying, I'll go party with
Neymar
him.
had a better
party,
career.
bro.
I know. That's true.
You got Neymar over
Actually,
Ronaldinho.
Neymar did not have the better career, but longevity, like play wise,
That's the
like
biggest thing, I think.
because Ronaldinho won the better trophies, I would say.
But
Yeah,
Ronaldinho also had the better
individually.
team.
Yeah, I agree with that. Individually, I think Neymar displayed a better level throughout his whole career, but I think Ronaldinho had the better career.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
Ballon d'Or talks a lot too.
Yeah.
Neymar doesn't have that. So,
Mm.
hey, maybe the future.
Maybe this year.
Nah, I
Maybe
think
this
it's
year
Too,
if
I
they
think
win
it's
it.
too late, bro.
If they win the World Cup, he's playing like he is right now. You're saying he's the best player in the world at the
If he
moment?
wins the World Cup,
Then Vinny gets it.
you think so?
No,
Vini?
Neymar's
no.
the best player
I'm
right now in the
joking, I'm
world.
joking.
Would you agree with that right now? Who's at this moment? Who's the best player?
Oh, Neymar. Like with the way things started, he's incredibly Neymar.
Disgusting.
He's great. He's great. Yeah.
For him to do better than like we're all saying Haaland scoring all these goals,
Yeah.
Lewandowski scoring all these goals, but like Neymar is not like slowly, but like in everyone's mouth, it's Haaland and Lewandowski, but Neymar is just creeping right behind all
Yeah.
of them and doing so much.
I think Messi.
Even
might be their man.
Messi.
Even
I
Messi too, bro.
I saw a little picture and like it was PSG's front three and saying like
who assisted
who
who?
assisted everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mbappe
Assisted
is
everyone. Everyone, Messi and Neymar assisting everyone, and Mbappe is assisting no
Zero,
one. Zero,
zero,
zero.
bro.
I was like, what the? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I just realized that Mbappe is a brat.
A
There
little
was
you
bit.
one
just realized?
opportunity
Okay.
in the Champions League, I think. Wasn't it Champions League where he can just sweat it off to
Yeah.
Neymar?
Yeah.
Didn't pass
Yeah.
it. That guy's the biggest brat. Do you agree? I agree.
I gotta say I love. Okay, there's like that little clash between Mbappe and Messi, and I gotta rep my Argentinian colleague. So I would
course.
love to bash on Mbappe, but I did see today this data that apparently he has like 3.2 expected assists. It's just he's been getting
Really?
unlucky. And I think the media is just using that like, oh, he hasn't been assisting, he doesn't pass the ball. Yeah, which is true to some extent, but I don't think it's so black and white. Like I think, yeah, he's a little bit of a spoiled brat if you can see by his movements and sometimes he don't pass him the ball. And like I don't know if you saw, but like he didn't follow up an attack
exactly.
one time because they didn't pass him the ball. Yeah, so he's a little bit of a spoiled brat, but he's also been getting unlucky with assists. And that graph of Messi, Neymar, Mbappe assists, like it definitely didn't help his reputation.
No. Especially
Nah.
when you can see it physically. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, his favorite player is Ronaldo, CR7. So, I mean, if anything, he is copying what he does,
Yeah.
right?
Adapting that
Yeah.
attitude, I guess.
Right?
Right?
You gotta adapt everything to be the best, right?
Nice.
But
Who do you think is gonna retire the better player, Mbappe or Haaland?
Oh my God.
That's such a tough one, but especially because they're still so early on in the career. But
Mhm.
I still think Mbappe is definitely the better player all around. Like he can do a lot more than scoring. Haaland is better in that term of like he's a killer in the box. I think Haaland will finish with the most goals. Mbappe will have the better career and possibly go down as a better player. As much as I hate to say it, but yeah.
Damn.
Interesting. Who you guys got?
I think Mbappe has to change his attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does he have a right to be like this kind of cocky? He's got a World Cup at what 19 when he won it.
At some point, like it's too cocky. Like,
Yeah,
you're
I
too
mean-
cocky.
Look at Messi for an example. This guy's won
Yeah.
how many Ballon d'Ors? How many trophies?
Too many.
How
bro.
many everything?
Too many.
And he's still a humble guy.
I mean, no, Ronaldo's cocky. He won like just as much.
Yeah,
But-
but who's the best player in the world?
No, I know Messi is, but whatever.
So, like, why do you have to be cocky? You don't have to be. That's something you
it
learn,
comes
I
with.
guess. Like it's. I guess so. I don't know.
He won a
I-
World Cup at what? How old?
Like
19,
19, right?
19?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
You don't think that gets to your head?
At the end of the day, that's the pinnacle of football.
Yeah.
I think Messi would trade in everything trophy he has to win the World Cup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would do the same in my opinion.
Nah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
trade his gold medal.
But going on with that, you do have a channel called Debatable Football Opinions. We're gonna end off the podcast with some debatable football opinions.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with that, as we were just saying. Would
Okay.
you rather win the treble or win the World Cup?
Ooh.
Easy World Cup, easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I was Messi, like I think he's actually said this as well. Like he would trade everything, every
Mhm.
trophy he's won with Barcelona or PSG for the World Cup. Yeah, that's everything for us, you know.
How if you had
100%.
a Ballon d'Or to that treble?
I'm trading
yeah.
everything.
World Cup.
I'm trading my
Yeah,
house.
I would too.
Bro, the World Cup just hits different, man.
I'm trading my wife and kids.
Especially.
How about if you have the treble, a Ballon d'Or, and you add a Copa America in there?
I told you.
No. You could keep adding. Like I'll give
Okay,
away
good.
everything. I think I'll sacrifice my own life for Argentina to win
Yeah.
the World Cup. Yeah.
I sacrificed my life for Pakistan.
Umtiti did, yeah.
But no, I'm
Yeah,
I
signing
agree.
everything except my soul.
Yeah.
You take everything else I have.
He'll give it away.
I'll give
Yeah,
it
I
away,
think,
yeah.
bro, like every player, I think, just thinks that like the World Cup
Yeah.
is like the top. It's the pinnacle,
It's
right?
the pinnacle of football.
Because like bringing home
It's
that
weird.
trophy to your country, to your nation, must be a
Mhm.
completely different feeling.
Not even
bro.
a pinnacle of football. It's
Yeah.
the pinnacle of any sport.
It's a
Biggest
big-
sport in the world. Everyone tunes into football. You don't have to like football. You don't have to like soccer. But you know there's people all around the world who are watching this
Yeah.
from everywhere. So
Yeah.
you say what's the World Cup? Everyone's gonna know what the World Cup is. So I don't know. 100% would take that.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
funny you bring that up because Dembele went through an interview like maybe 2 days ago, and they asked him, "Would you rather win the World Cup again or win a Champions League for Barca?"
I
And
saw
he said
that,
the
yeah.
latter. Yeah, oddly enough.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I guess maybe when players like already achieve that, they're like, okay, that's the best I could
guess.
do. Move on to something else that I haven't won. You know what I
Guess.
mean?
Nah.
Yeah,
I think it's
or
like
maybe
World
he's
Cup.
just trying to please the Barca fans. You know, he sounds good by saying that. Maybe.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
guess
That
so.
too, right?
He also said that Coleman did a lot for him, which is a joke.
Injury wise.
Uh,
I mean, that doesn't mean much.
Well, what's the biggest team? Another one. What's the biggest team in Italy? Juve or Milan?
I gotta say, like, it sucks that we went through so many losses in the Champions League finals. I gotta say Milan, just because you gotta win. You make it to the finals so many times. You gotta. Nobody remembers the second place. You know.
You're right.
So,
You're right.
yeah.
I remember it.
Champions League carries a lot of weight.
of course.
Who's the second? I can name Neil Armstrong as the first person in the moon. No one can tell you who's the second person to make it in the moon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
Right. So, look at Spatty's face right now too. Look at him.
Hey.
He's a little mad that you said that. Actually,
We have 3 stars. They have 1.
you gotta support your Juventinos.
Well,
Right.
Milan have the more legends too, no?
Most legends, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
Champions League again
Possibly.
is the biggest trophy for club football.
Yeah.
So
Some would say, right?
I don't know. It's crazy. Best gaffer. Who's
All
better?
time?
No,
All
no.
time.
I have 2.
Mourinho, Pep.
Mourinho, Pep. Yeah.
Ooh.
What's your take on that?
Between them two, I gotta choose Pep 100%.
Pep? Why?
He's been proving himself for like years and years. And yeah, Mourinho, they're definitely different coaches, but I always say, give me 5 minutes on the pitch where Guardiola just talks to me for 5 minutes. I'll become 100 times the player that I am now. Mourinho, yeah, he's been doing. I mean, with Roma, he just won the Conference League and he's put them in the map. And now they're like possibly, maybe fighting for the Serie A. I don't know. That might be a bit of a stretch. I think Guardiola is just a little bit like in a higher tier. At least now.
Interesting.
That's true.
Now, when you talk about CL football,
Go ahead.
Mourinho has more CLs. Now,
That's true.
wouldn't that make Mourinho
Would
better?
that sway your opinion a bit? No.
The thing is, when it comes to managers, I don't rate them based on how much they succeed. Like, it's not like players, because with players, it's like, as a player, the better you get, the better team you're in. With managers, it's different. You could have the best manager in the world coaching a Serie B team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at the end of the day, I think Guardiola transformed, like he made Premier League basically like a one-team league. Like Man City's been winning almost 3 in a row now, and Mourinho maybe didn't get the chance to do that at Spurs. Now at Roma, yeah, they are making changes and getting better, but I think Guardiola has had the bigger impact with Man City compared to what Mourinho has been doing at least the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
That's
I remember like the English press, like when Pep first came to England, they're like, "Oh, Pep Guardiola is gonna have to adjust to the Premier League."
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Nah, the Premier League had to adjust to Pep, bro.
Seriously.
Turning it into a farmers league.
Oh
Crazy.
my gosh. Talk about managers quickly. Who is your favorite manager?
My favorite manager, I don't really think I have one. I think I just admire people like whenever they come up and say different. I admire a lot of personalities. I love Klopp's personality as much as it might be a little bit annoying to some viewers. Mourinho, also a little bit annoying, little bit of a prick what he wants to be. But if you've got Mourinho on your side, you love his, him being a brat, him being a little bit of a dick in press conferences.
Yeah.
So I just love attitudes. I love whenever they come up, and I think Tuchel was one that I really liked at one point. I think he made Chelsea players train while grabbing tennis balls, so you wouldn't be able to grab your opponent, stuff like that. So you would get better physically. So whenever I hear stories like this, it makes me admire like managers, and I've heard different stories.
The
So,
unique
I
things
don't
that
think I
each
have.
manager brings.
Yeah. Each person is different. I don't think I have like my favorite manager. Just a little bit of everything.
That's
Okay.
true.
A little bit before our time, but Maradona or Messi? Who's the better player?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I gotta go for Messi, and it's funny because I just watched the 1986 World Cup.
Oh yeah.
Like game by day on Football, I think it's called Football.com.
Footballaya?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I gotta go for Messi, but it's weird to compare because you could bring up that Messi has been at the top level for 15, 20 years now, but that's getting more and more common as its technology advances.
Yeah.
So it's definitely weird to compare, but I think I'm gonna go for Messi.
Okay.
Is there like a general consensus in Argentina that like one is better than the other, or is it like kind of mixed?
I think it's the younger generation will say
I was gonna
Messi,
say
and
that.
yeah, and but I think it speaks mostly of like it's definitely biased point of view. I mean, Maradona gave us the World Cup, so if Messi somehow gives us the World Cup, this one coming up, like it's gonna be very interesting to see how the older generation of Argentina that watched the 1986 World Cup, let's see what they say, how they react to it.
That's a good question. Another debatable topic. Who's the real Ronaldo?
Jeez.
Well, the one who came first should have to be the real Ronaldo.
Phenomenal.
I always think of Ronaldo. I always think of Cristiano as Cristiano. So that's what I call him. My polls, I put Cristiano. When I think of him, I say Cristiano. Ronaldo is Ronaldo.
Another question for you. We're wrapping up soon, but what is, in your opinion, the best team in the world
right now?
Right now, and I guess
all time is easy.
All time as well.
All time is easy.
So right now, it's got to be right now. It's Madrid.
Easy, but for
easy.
Real Madrid, yeah. Even their bench, like the fact that they have players now, like they have their B team ready for the next 5-10 years, which is unbelievable.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah, they make all the right moves. Everybody finds plays for the team with pride because they know how big of a team Real Madrid is. So nobody ever complains. I mean, Rodrigo, for example, bringing him up, he's not guaranteed starter, and I don't see him going anywhere else, for example.
Yeah.
Because playing for Madrid means a lot more than playing for a lot of other big teams out there.
For sure, bro.
And they've been killing it. 8 out of 8 wins this season so far?
Yeah. It's sad to it's sad to hear that as a Barca fan. But that takes me on to my next question. Barca or Madrid? Or go ahead, answer that actually. Go ahead.
Well, to answer your all-time, I think the best side I've ever watched was 2009 Barcelona, maybe 2011 as well. They're almost the same. Yeah, probably 2009 Barca.
MSN days.
No.
What a
bit later, but
no.
True, you're right. But that's insane.
MSN days were nice
MSN
too, bro.
was disgusting.
Yeah.
That leads me to another question now. MSN, Messi, Neymar, Suarez, or Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale?
Jeez.
Who are you taking?
Without talking about all the trophies they achieve and just individually who played better on the pitch, it's got to be MSN.
Who played better?
Because BBC, I've seen a lot of people bring up they won 5 Champions Leagues all together, and it's yeah, but how many games did they all play together? It would be super rare whenever BBC was actually all together in the pitch, and
exactly.
everybody was on the score sheet and stuff. But MSN just killed it for a complete. Even though it didn't last that long, because eventually Neymar dipped. But just that 2015 season was crazy. Yeah,
crazy. And just like, in my opinion, what made me feel the most, the best, right? Like, it's at the end of the day, football is about emotions, and how it makes you feel. And MSN just
and like they were all best friends, bro. Like all South Americans, bro.
And like again, they were all in like Messi definitely was in his. I mean, he's Messi, but like his prime. Suarez was in his prime. Neymar was going into his prime or in his prime, you could say. And a lot of people didn't think it was gonna work together because it's three hot-headed guys, not hot-headed, but like big names.
Yeah, three big names,
right? So for them to have such a unique quality, such a bond with each other, is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like we would see like Messi like give up his penalty for Suarez and like like the camaraderie was like amazing.
Meanwhile, Mbappe won't.
I mean, even Cristiano talked about that at one point. Like they asked him how he felt about MSN just getting along so much because they would go on to have dinner and they were so close to one another, like best friends. And Cristiano one time, like he kind of sparked out in a press conference saying, "Oh, I don't need this. We don't need to do like hugs and kisses with Benzema and Bale. Whenever we get on the pitch, we get our job done." Like he was pretty heated that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like look at now, Mbappe won't pass to Neymar, right? So it was incredible to watch that. Couple last questions. Biggest derby or biggest rivalry in your opinion?
It's got to be Milan Inter, I think. Yeah.
Milan Inter,
really?
Yeah.
You think so?
I was gonna say El Clasico.
Jeez.
Oh well, that's not. You said derby. Derby was like from the same city.
Rivalry, derby or rivalry, whatever.
Rivalry, I'll give you. Yeah, Madrid, Barca. But when it comes to derby, like from the same city, it's gotta be Milan, Inter. Yeah. But overall, El Clasico.
100%, right?
Because the other big derbies like Boca River, Fenerbahce Galatasaray, like a lot of other big ones too, bro.
Hey, Manchester could get better.
Yeah, maybe. I think El Clasico is just like
it's its own event, man.
Yeah.
Especially when Messi and Ronaldo were playing there, right?
Oh my gosh. And that's something that we took for granted, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Like nowadays, looking back to that, like if I ever missed a game, I should punch myself because like I should have watched those games. But like you don't realize greatness until it's gone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like man, Messi and Neymar those days again. Like even the players around them. You had Suarez, you had Pepe. Creating havoc. Back then you had no VAR, so you had people elbowing everyone, blood everywhere. They were stepping on Messi's
Ramos
hands,
killing Messi on the pitch, bro.
Carvajal grabbing him. It was mayhem.
Yeah.
And that's what true football and beautiful football is. It's
a
mixture of emotions.
Yeah. You had stuff like Guardiola being pushed by Cristiano or Mourinho. Yeah. I think Mourinho one time put his finger in Barca's assistant coach eye. Like maybe Villanova, I think it was. So much drama, so many fights. Oh man, Pepe used to feast in those days. Yeah,
bloodbath, bro.
Bloodbath.
Then Mourinho would be like in the tunnel after the game, waiting for the ref, like this.
Yeah.
My worst memory from that, El Clasico is when Bale ran through.
Oh my god,
Bartra,
when he dusted Bartra and then.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, bro, are you serious? Burning the guy. But my favorite memory. And you would say it's the Messi one, but for me, it was David Villa.
Yeah?
Yeah, when he cut in that one, and he finessed that a curler, like what a peach of a curler, around Casillas, and then he celebrates. He just slide. It was like a perfect slide.
It was.
You know what slides, they don't come out nicely?
Slides.
Yeah.
He always had perfect slides, but it was like perfect. He went like, and it's like, that, when I saw that in real life, like that, my emotions, like, it was like, wow. Huge.
Love it, bro.
All right. Finishing off, we have two more. I have two more questions, unless you guys have any more, but favorite footballing moments for you?
Oof, probably. I gotta say it's between two penalty shootouts. Actually, it's the one 2014, the Argentina one when we beat Netherlands, but also the recent one in the Copa America against Colombia. We were definitely the better team on paper, and I wanted that final so badly. And for 1 second to think that we could lose our spot in the final on just a penalty shootout, nobody likes to lose on a penalty shootout in such a crucial moment in a semifinal. And then winning it the way we did with all the shithouse by Dibu Martinez, and you could hear everything that we're saying to each other. Like I still go back, I go to YouTube and I'll watch that whole clip and everything, all the insults that we're saying to each other.
Yeah,
and it's so great, man. Probably my favorite moment. And then the Copa America one, the final. But that one was a little bit weird because as soon as Di Maria scored, he scored kind of early on in the game, maybe minute 30, minute 20.
Kind of died down after that
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But in my heart, I kind of just knew like, yeah, this is it. I think this is it after everything we've been through. But my favorite football moment, probably the semifinals, because that one you didn't know who was going to go through.
Yeah,
for sure, bro.
Yeah, that one.
True. I have one more question. You guys have any more?
Yeah. If you could go back in time and change one thing in football history, what would it be?
Damn.
I'd make Higuain play for France because he's French. That guy's. I think he was born in France, or he could have played for France.
Yeah.
I love Higuain. He's one of the players that I admire the most, but I just would have let him right there in France. For sure.
Should just made him score the goal.
Nah, bro. But Higuain in the Madrid days, he was nasty.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Yeah,
that was
Napoli year.
Napoli.
Napoli,
Too.
actually.
Napoli
What
especially,
am I
yeah.
saying?
And like his first year, Juve.
First Juve year was good too.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna finish off with the last question. You are debatable football opinions. This is one of the biggest debates in football. Messi or Ronaldo?
Who's your
That's
goat?
obvious
Who
what
is
he's
your
gonna say.
goat?
I love that
I want to hear from you.
You set it up so highly, but like most people already know the answer to this.
For sure.
And I gotta say Messi. Like I'm forced to, but even if I was if I was not Argentinian,
Mhm.
I gotta go for Messi. He's way more of a complete footballer. This guy is
Facts.
now entering the stage of like being a contender for best playmaker in history.
Mhm.
And he was
Switching his
just
roles.
yeah, exactly. And it's like
Able
the
to
fact
do
that
it.
he can do both. It's insane. He was just like getting goat shouts for or being the best goal scorer. Now he's the best playmaker. Like what can he not do? It's
Exactly.
unbelievable.
Best defender.
Do you think it's close, the debate?
I don't think so. It's not as
No?
close. I think the media put it up a lot closer than it should be because it just sells papers. It gets clicks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I love Ronaldo. Don't get me wrong. Like I wish I could prove that I've admired and loved Ronaldo all throughout his career. Like I just finished reading one of his biographies. But yeah, I know if you say Messi, then people just think you hate Ronaldo. But no, I admire both. I love both.
Mhm.
But it was a debate at some point. But now that their careers are over, I think it's safe to say Messi has gotten the best of it.
For sure.
Hopefully Ronaldo's not watching or listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I think it's unanimous for all of us too,
Yeah.
right? Messi
Yeah,
over Ronaldo.
Messi.
But I do like my Ronaldo Sui. But yeah, finishing off now. Anything you would like to say? If you want to plug yourself, anything, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nah,
The
I
stage
think
is
I find it
yours.
kind of tacky, but yeah, I mean, if you want to check out the Instagram that's been being spoken about, it's Debatable Football Opinions on Instagram.
Amazing.
That's all I
Thanks for
gotta say.
coming on, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
It was a pleasure speaking to you. Obviously, let's see who wins the World Cup
We'll
this in a couple days now, man. Couple months, and no, it was a pleasure having you on. You're always welcome here. Let's keep in contact, and thanks again.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. I'll come back to this to the video whenever Argentina goes on to win it.
There you go. Sounds good.
Hopefully. I
Your
wouldn't mind
the
it.
Brazilian doesn't like that, though.
Yeah, we'll end it off, boys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Maybe the culture.
And with that, we out.
Later, guys. Thanks.
See ya.
Sweet.
All right.